All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hoping, as usual, everyone had a great trading day yesterday and that you are having a good morning today and ready for any opportunities the market is going to give to us on this Friday morning. So, as usual, we'll start with our top lists and highlights from yesterday. We had a really good watch list yesterday. Hopefully, you're able to take advantage of some of these great trades, these great opportunities that we had yesterday. And let's see what we have today. So we'll go over these here. We'll go over the SPY, the market pulse, see how the market is doing, how it ended up yesterday. And then we'll get into our traders, our building our pre-market watch list, gappers list, NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers. And then we'll go over any questions you might have for any of stocks that you might be watching that we have not covered in our segment here. All right, guys, so again, good morning. Let's get right to it. So yesterday we had a really good day. Our watch list was really good. A lot of stuff in play. If you remember our gappers list, we had tons of stuff here. This was packed, and not just packed with stuff that was moving, 2%, down 2%, up 2%, 1%. I mean, this thing had stuff from down 70% to down 20%, up 20%. So really moving on some really strong catalysts, a lot of strong news that was making these stocks move. And those are always great to trade, right? So let's look at our first one on the watch list yesterday. It was here. Again, STI was let's go on to our 1 minute, 5 minute chart. So STI was really active in the morning, and it sold off nicely. But the price action on the sell off was really slow. You had to really be patient with it. Brian took a stab at it. I know some of you took a stab at it as well. And depending on what entry you had, it's just if you got a good entry on VWAP and you was able to hold through these pullbacks, then you will be okay. But these pullbacks are not small, right? The candles look small, but these are 20 cents, almost 30 cents pullbacks. So you got to be very careful. But if you had a good entry, again, it starts off really choppy around this area, very hard to take a trade either long or short. But once it starts losing VWAP and losing the low of the day here it kind of gave you the best entry possible. If you was able to get a really good fill, and then it just really dies down really nice here, all the way down to 63.56. Look at this daily level we had. We found this in our pre-market yesterday, pre-market show yesterday, and another level here, 62.40. So it tests both of those. Once it gets to it, does a little bounce. Not yet ready for reversal, and it comes right back down even further to these levels down here. So really good trade. But again, but very slow pace, so you have to be really patient if you're in this trade. So hopefully you'll be able to survive that trade. Twitter again, very active yesterday. I think the pre-market had like about over 6 million shares traded, so it was very active. But as usual, Twitter, and we know this tends to be very choppy, and it showed that yesterday. So look at this candle on the 5 minute chart. This is really hard to trade right here. Just very choppy action. Now it goes to a little trend here, sells off, and then with some news later, I think somebody was talking about Twitter, and it popped up a bit. But looking at the open, you had this huge candle here that dropped, and this is what me and Brian were kind of talking about. These stocks that sell off a lot, they have usually this sell up towards VWAP. Then once it gets to that level, they have this huge drop. So I was waiting for that. I was waiting and ready for that, and then on this 933 candle, again, the minute it starts dropping, I got filled here and took it for sure. But again, the price action was just so choppy. I missed a good entry up here. Got in a little late just because how fast this happened. And you got to be really careful when you get such a big drop like this. You have to be ready. If it doesn't continue to sell off, that is going to squeeze back up. So you got to be very defensive when you get into these trades. Then it does a bit of an engulfing pattern here. If you caught this early enough, you could have rolled this up as well towards the VWAP, and then just here becomes just very choppy to continue to trade this. USAT, another one that started off, again, had a decent pre-market action. I thought it was going to actually trade better. So right here you see that, again, nice little flow to it, selling off nicely. But at the open, it doesn't do much. It's just kind of pretty flat. Sells off a little later on 10 o'clock or so. But again, just not a lot of good price action. So it didn't really do much. Then I had this one. Someone had mentioned this one in our chat room. On the YouTube chat, I can't recall exactly on where it was mentioned. But this one, again, just had a okay pre-market action, not the best, but the volume was there. And then here it's just, it kind of does engulfing pattern after engulfing pattern, and it really doesn't do much after that. So again, it's sold off here. But this is not big moves, by the way. These are 10, 20 cents. So it really didn't move the way I was expecting it to. Now, here we go. GRUB was definitely a stock that was in play. Had dropped. I can't recall the number exactly, but let's look at the daily chart on this one. I mean, this thing opened down all the way down here, $10 lower than the price that it was trading at. Drops down even further, drops down about another $6 or $8 or whatever that is, and then it just gains everything back. I mean, this thing was incredible yesterday. I know some of you guys took advantage of that trade, so hopefully you was able to hold it through this nice little push up that he did here. So he gained everything back. Had a good drop here. Good opening range breakdown. I did not trade it, but it had a good opening range breakdown right here. Pops up right again, right to VWAP as we talked about before. Then on the way down, you can get an entry around this area here. And then it does a nice little drop here. Then here you have a kind of a double bottom. Again, you have to be really patient. Got a double bottom here. You're not expecting this move, obviously. I also have a little bear flag here happening. And Brian was in this trade here. Actually, Brian had a good entry, but he got out right before this drop, and thankfully he did, because again, once you get in, you want this stuff to start going in your direction right away. The minute it starts hesitating the next candle, you want to be cautious. He jumped out, and glad he did, because then this drop happened here. This was like a dollar drop, and then unexpectedly this thing happens here, and then and again this thing goes up for about $5. So really active stock yesterday. SLDB, it was the stock that, again, I saw it, I wanted to get in, and for some reason I just hesitated because the volume was not really there, but it was slowly grinding higher and higher and higher, almost not clean ABCD pattern. This is the reason why I didn't get in. I was expecting a breakout right over here when this drop happened, and it held these moving averages. I wanted to get in here for a pop, and I just hesitated because, again, the volume didn't come in. It was not good volume, and it was very slow. But I definitely regret it. It turned out to be an amazing trade, going up all the way to $8 from 640 was the entry I was looking at. So really great trade as well. This was the one that was down, I think, about 70%, right? This was down quite a bit. Yeah, look at this drop here. Down 70%. I mean, this was a huge drop. Let's see what it does today, see if it's in play. ATOS was one that had a good pre-market action, but it bombed at the open, didn't do nothing at all. So great pre-market action. We were expecting for it to have a fallen angel strategy, and I want to talk about this bit because we talked about this in the chat room when me and Brian were trading live. You want to be careful when things consolidate with no volume. See, it's consolidating, no volume. You get a pop here, but then after that, it's just you get all these fake outs. Right here, it starts to build up. You get this fake out, nothing happens, then big drop. Again, consolidating, you think, okay, maybe this will be the time to go back to VWAP, big drop. And then I have lost a lot of money trading these type of stocks last year, expecting for a pop to come up. And then you get into this is where your psychology and your discipline comes in. If you get stuck in one of these squeeze, you're like, okay, it's consolidating now, maybe it's going to come up. Then you start averaging in. This is what you do not want to get into. You start averaging down here, expecting for the pop, and next thing you know, boom, you're down another 20, 40 cents. So again, just if something's not going your way, cut your losses short, get out, and then look for another opportunity, because this is very detrimental to your trading health. So definitely stay away from stuff like that. Crown was great. We did not have Crown in our watch list, but again, it had 2 days. Well, it had a huge sell-off, right? 2 days of people taking profits here. Obviously, it's been grinding higher. And then yesterday, Brian had called it out as a possible stock that was in play for long, as though he was reviewing the open action at the market, right after the market open. So we took a really nice stab at this over here, and actually, what's the 1 minute chart? Yeah, right over here. So we got it in this area here. We had a nice pop to it, and then we got out right before this drop, which is great because, again, it was just holding this 2050, couldn't break that, and then if the stock does not do what you need it to do right away, it's best to get out and get back in if it comes in play again. So some people got back in here and took advantage of this move. So that was a really nice play there. All right, guys, so that was our watch list for yesterday. A lot of great moves, and this was just some of them. They were the ones I was watching. There were some other ones also as well that traded really nice. MU, I believe, traded nice as well. A lot of the members traded MU. Again, just a beautiful opening range breakdown here, right? You have this set of buying pressure up to VWAP. Second candle, if you wait the 5 minutes, you see it doesn't continue to go anywhere. You have this drop, beautiful entry here, or even here, waiting for the confirmation it's going to drop, and then it just sells off nicely. I believe here this was the SPY. The SPY started selling off, and once the SPY does that, MU was following the SPY, and it just dropped really nice here. So again, you wouldn't get in expecting this. You would have gotten in expecting this opening range breakdown here, and hopefully being able to hold some of it for this drop here. All right, so let's see what the SPY is doing today. So make sure to check out Brian's midweek recap. So he did that, I believe, 2 days ago, and he talks about the SPY and some of the swing trades we're doing. So here again, the SPY's been really strong. It's been really strong the last several days, right? It's bouncing back really nice. People were expecting that, at least here, I was expecting too, that here it will drop down, but it broke through this, and it has continued to grind higher and higher. And then we had an indecision day here, and now it dropped a bit more, and now it's opening pretty flat. At the moment, it's down, but it's opening pretty flat to what it wants to do. So let's see if it can hold this we're at 268, right? If it can hold at 268 or if it's going to continue to break below that. All right, so let's get into our gappers list. Not as much as yesterday, but it is Friday, so you know, usually things tend not to be as great on Fridays, but we're not gonna have any type of bias. Let's start with SKX. SKX up 18.1, 125,000 shares traded so far. So not much volume. Let's see what the pre-market action looks like. Looks pretty choppy. Yeah, it doesn't look great. So I'm not sure if there's any news on this. Actually, we can check. Let's get our Benzinga here. SKX. Skechers news guidance. Okay. All right. So they had earnings. All right. So it is on earnings. All right, we'll keep it on here. Not that much volume at the moment. Not a great pre-market action. MU is here, down 3%. Not a great pre-market action, but this is normal of MU to not have a good pre-market action. This is normal. The volume is there, 190,000 shares. So let's keep MU on here, see what it does. Could be just trading with the market, but down 3% is quite nice. PDD is I do not have shares for short on PDD. Pre-market action actually looks okay. Looks all right. 2.2 million shares traded so far. Let's see what the daily chart looks like. So we're down 3.5 on it. Yeah, we'll keep it on here. MT. I think MT doesn't trade well, right? We have it. We had looked at MT before. Look at this. This is what we call a really bad daily chart. So right on here, see all these gaps, right? All these gaps between days. And usually this happens usually when the stock is a foreign stock, right? Because they're still trading within their market hours while we're closed, so our market is not updating. And then when our market opens, it updates to reflect whatever happened in their market hours. But this is a horrible pre-market action, horrible daily chart. So I'm not going to look at this one. PSDO. PSDO is down 4.1, 106,000 shares traded so far. Pre-market action does not look great. Had a big day yesterday. Look at this. Had a big drop here on yesterday. And today is kind of down 3.8, so it's down some more today. We do have shares for short. Not the best pre-market action right now. The volume is not there, but we can definitely watch this one, see how it develops. All right, so not much in our gappers list today. Let's look at some of our regulars. AMD. AMD, as usual, has the volume 502,000 shares traded so far. Let's look at the daily chart again, kind of following the SPY, I think, a bit here. But again, sometimes even stocks that do follow the SPY, like AMD, can give you a good opportunity, but you just got to be patient, right? You can't force it. It's got to be there, nice and clear, a strategy that you're looking for. It could give you an opportunity. So right now it has the volume down 1.3, just could be following the SPY. What else you guys have on your end? In the meantime, I'm going to look at the NASDAQ active and NASDAQ gainers to see if we can find something in here. Let's go over to DSKE. DSKE, no activity for today, so we'll skip that one. CONLM, no volume. UBNT, no volume. IMGN, nothing happening there. BLNK, no volume. WRTC, nothing happening. VBIV, all right, nothing going on. FSCT, nothing. And let's do one more. EXPE, not much going on here neither. AMD we have already. It's pretty active with volume. APOP has volume. What's going on here? Horrible pre-market action. Yeah, this is not. I don't like the way this stock looks. Horrible pre-market action. It is very low price, so I don't want to mess with that. It is on short selling restriction as well. BIOC has been pretty active the last several days, but really it's kind of in a just consolidating within this range here. Hasn't moved much. Yeah, so you see now it's not hasn't been trading well the last several days, right? So I'm gonna throw it on here just in case we can get something out of it, but it really has not been trading really nice. Well, look at this drop. 30 cents drop there just happening. So let's see if we can get some volume here on a BIOC. All right, next we have HNNY. We know that one is not good. Oh, yep, there we go. Thank you. So NHNY, not good. This one here. Oh, so we missed these up here. All right, so we'll look at these. Yeah. ETF, we're not trading Cron. Let's see what Cron is doing. I like the way Cron traded yesterday. I'm going to definitely put on Cron here. Let's see what Cron does. What else we have? All right, so let's look back up. PDD we have already. These are ETFs, which I'm not going to trade. EGAN, no volume. MAT, MAT. MAT, 195,000 shares, up 17%. This is interesting. Yeah, let's look at MAT. MAT, here we go. All right, MVSAT we looked at. These we looked at already. All right, so again, not much that I really like off the bat, and that's okay. You know, you're gonna have great days like yesterday. You're gonna have days like these where this is where you wanna be very disciplined and not push anything, not force anything that's not there, right? Be patient for the setup, you know, and it could be a day where, you know, you don't take many trades at all, and then that's okay. COTY, 1.3 million shares traded. COTY, yeah, we could find some levels here. I don't think I ever traded this one before, but it does come up in our gappers list a lot. Not our gappers, in our chat room. People bring this stock up a lot, so we'll take a look at it. I do not have shares for sure, which I do not like. I would like to have not have a bias and be able to trade both. So it could be. So you have a question: why is MAT not in the Trade Ideas gapper scans? Yeah, it could be because of the average true range. Average true range is pretty low, 14 here. It could be because of that. All right, guys, what else you guys have on your end? GURB is yeah, look at this now. It's up. It's up 3%. No volume though. But this could be a good stock to watch in the mid morning, right? See how it reacts after having such a huge day yesterday. Down here, then right back up, right? So we got to see how this reacts. Let's get a list here for some possible plays. So again, GRUB not in play this morning right now, but with such a huge day yesterday, I expect for it to do something. HAS down 2.8, 41,000 shares traded. Not a lot of shares are traded so far. Yeah, another one we can watch later in the mid morning, see if anything happens here. So it's down 2.8. If it gets the volume, it can trade nicely. All right, what else we have? CBGL. 1.4 million shares traded on CBGL, is up 3.5. What's the flow on CBGL? 562. All right, I'm so on this stock. The one issue I have with this stock probably doesn't move much. You know, the ATR is 17 cents. So again, unless you have a crazy day, right? You're not gonna move. You're not gonna move much on here. So not gonna watch it. And to do that, you have to take a very large share sizing to be able to trade that stock. So I'm a little cautious. I want to be cautious with that. All right. So what else we have? PXS, and we also have APHA and ARNC. Let's look at all right. So ARNC. Pretty flat action right now, 139,000 shares traded. It is up 1.8, but again, not a good pre-market action right here. So nothing great happening there. APHA, not much volume, but I'd rather watch, out of all the past stocks, I'd rather watch Cron. Cron seems to trade the cleanest, right? And they kind of all follow each other. This one doesn't move as much, right? As much as Cron. So I'd rather watch Cron. PSX is up 4.2, but again, just no volume. No volume here. What is this? Phillips 66. Okay. Yeah, so no volume on PSX. You're not really doing much. So let's go through this list. Again, guys, we don't have to force anything. BIOC selling off again. Look at this. Just dropped $1. So we went from no volume to 800,000 shares traded so far. So this was This is losing it. So hopefully it can hold here, but this is probably not gonna be in play today after this big drop. All right, so let's start from the top, guys. Let's look at some of these here. Let's look at one more MBT. MBT, 1 million shares traded so far. We'll put it on here. We'll look at it. Again, nothing that I really like. So it could be a day where we look at the scanners and trade ideas and see also what pops up there if we get some good opportunities. So XKX doesn't have a great pre-market action. It does have some news, but right now only 154,000 shares traded. I do like the fact that it's up 18%. When something's up that much, it usually tends to be in play. So we'll watch and hopefully we can get a good open on it. But right now, I really do not like the pre-market action at all. I do like the daily chart, and I do like that it's up 18%. So hopefully let's get more volume. So high of pre-market 33.10, low of pre-market 32.06. Look at 32.06, also the high of this candle in this area here. So that's good. Let's see if we can find something else. We can mark this one down here is the next closest level I see, 30, towards the downside. We got some more over here. As you guys know, I like these consolidation levels over here. So 30, 30.89. I like when the stock consolidates like this. Again, it's acting as resistance here and then as support on the way once it goes over it. Then we have this one here, 32.14, as we talked about. And then we also have 33.05, and then above that, this thing decides to break 33.05. That's a really big gap here. I don't think we get all the way up there, but let's mark it anyways. All right, we got some better levels down here. So let's find actually, I thought I saw yeah, we got something up here. This little dot over here. So we'll mark this one again. I don't think it's 33.58. I don't think it'll go up to close that gap all the way up there. Then after this, there's really no good levels up here, no recent good levels. You can play the whole dollars, right? And play the price action. So let's see. Right now, pre-market action does not look great. I'm not in love with it, but it does look good on the daily chart. MU right now is down 3% with volume. Tons of levels here. Let's remove all of these and find some fresh ones. So to start with the top, towards the top, you have the previous day low, previous day close, a dotted black line over here. Previous day low from this day, previous day high, previous day high. So plenty of clean levels towards the top. You don't need to add more than that because it just get too congested. And towards the bottom, you have this very clean level right here, 37.33, right? Look at this level here. Again, I hate when this thing does that. Here you go. So very clean level right here. Just look at that line. It's acting as a resistance here and then support for these days over here. So good level there. Below that, you can mark this one over here, 33.69. I'm sorry, 36.69, and then this one down here at 35.21, closest moving average as well. All right, so let's see if MU can give us a nice play today. PDD is again, pre-market action looks all over the place. Does have the volume, 2.5 million shares traded. This stock doesn't really move much neither. What's the ATR on this? Looks like it barely moves. Yeah, well, the ATR is $1.07, but here I don't see it. I don't see that action happening here though. So yeah, the ATR is high, but in the pre-market action now we're pretty flat, not doing much. But let's find some levels. I do not like that pre-market action. It has the volume, but it's really not creating a nice flow. You want to see a nice flow in your pre-market action. Low of the pre-market right now, that seems to be holding 25.35. Below that, clean level at 23.76. And you have the 23.76, you know, right here holding these levels. And then we have 22.37. So we must have looked at this in the past before. Then above that, previous day close right over here. And then you have plenty of levels up here, previous day high, previous day low in this area over here. All right, you can also mark this date here, this one, 27.12. All right, you got a moving average here. You also have the high of this day over here. All right, I don't like the pre-market action yet, but the volume is there. Hopefully, it can trade well. Let's see. We'll look at it later on today. All right, at PSDO, no volume. And today, I'm not really trying to watch anything that can make us take bad trades. This has no volume. Not a great pre-market action. I like that it's had a big day yesterday. It's down today, but I just don't like the pre-market action. I'm gonna get rid of this one. AMD has the volume, but not really doing much. MU seems to be more active. at the moment. So we'll see. We'll find some levels. We'll make a decision later on today. Towards the top, previous day close right up here, previous day high, and then previous day lows on this over here. Then towards the bottom, very clean level over here at 21.38 from the bottom of this date. And then below that, you have some consolidation happening here at 20.98. And also you can mark 21.98 over here. Now on AMD doesn't move much. So you can take a large number of shares, obviously monitoring your risk. Because you're not going to get big movements out of AMD. All right, on a regular basis. So plenty of levels on AMD, but again, not a good pre-market action right now. Cron started off just like this, not with a great pre-market action, but it gave us a beautiful trade yesterday. Let's remove these levels and find some clean levels over here. All right, so towards the top, very close to the previous day close, previous day highs over here as well. So you got all those levels right in this area, so you don't need to add anything there. But above that, you really have this one up here. I don't think it's strong enough to get all the way up there, but you have 23, and you also have 2501, 2388, 2501. These are the all-time highs up here, so there's really no levels back here going back that way. You could mark the close of the open of this date as well, 2338, if you want to have something in between here, and also 2324. Again, just some areas where you can gauge your profit taking if you're in this trade. Then towards the bottom, you got a moving average coming in at 22, and which is also the open of this date and the high of this day. So that could be something. And then down here, you have the lows of the last 2 days. So plenty of levels on Cron. Again, not a great pre-market action, but it started off like this yesterday and it had a really good day. So we'll keep Cron on here. MAT 208, it is up quite a bit, 17%. Low of the pre-market 14.09, which is supported by all these days over here. Below that, not a clean level, but I'm gonna pick this one over here, 13.37. The reason is you have this day over here, and then you also have this day over here as support and then resistance, and then you have all these days kind of consolidating around that 13.37. And then towards the top, it's kind of banging its head right now on the high of the pre-market at 14. Let's mark it 14.54. Let's see if it can break it. Then above that, what do we have above that? We have one level over here at 14.79, and then you have one over here at a 15.30. Not the best, cleanest levels, but they will definitely do. So we have these moving averages over here. I think that's a 200 moving average that we're kind of banging our head against right now. All right, on the daily chart. So MAT again, but this is just not a great pre-market action, guys, and we really don't want to force anything. So I might end up dropping this if it doesn't get any better. COTY, it's got a good pre-market action. It's moving. So COTY again had a nice little range over here. It's broke through this range now. We have a very clear level. This is a clean level, right? You have a here and here, very clean, 948. It looks like it wants to break the high of the pre-market right now, which is sitting at 908. It's gonna crack through it. Then we have another level above that at 970. And then no clean levels above this one here. So what I'm gonna mark down is right over here. I'm gonna mark this consolidation here. You have these days consolidating here, and these 2 days support, resistance and support. So 1052. All right, so did we mark the high? We should mark the high of the pre-market, but it keeps making new high, so I'm not going to keep changing it. But towards the bottom, let's get something towards the bottom. We have this day over here, 872. The reason why I'm picking this day, again, not very clean, but you see this day is closing here. This one is opening here. You know, so you have all these days kind of hanging around that price level, right? And so that tends to be that could become some support if this thing does a fallen angel. So 872 could be something that we can have in our chart and plan towards. So again, blew right through that 908. Let's see what it does at 948. This is starting to look really good. It's starting to get attention now. See the volumes coming in steadily, so it's creating a really nice pre-market action here. GRUB, we're gonna look at this later. I'm gonna put it down here for a mid-morning play possibly, but right now it's not really in play. So I'm going to remove this one. Gave us a beautiful day yesterday. Hopefully you traded that. BIOC, I don't really like this pre-market action. Selling off under a buck. I don't know if this is going to be in play today. So I am going to get rid of this. This is a very aggressive sell-off here. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'll look for that if it pops up into our scanners this morning. MBT is MBT is down 5%, 1.1 million shares traded. MBT, what's the flow? So it is a larger flow. Don't really like the pre-market action. Doesn't look too good here. Not much volume at the moment, right? So it's not creating a good pre-market action. Had a big drop here, nice big drop, but then look, just all flat after that. So unless volume starts coming in, this is probably not going to be in play today. So let's mark a few levels here, but we'll probably drop this one off. 720.22 is the low of the pre-market at the moment, bouncing back nicely. Having an issue here with these levels, we have some days consolidating right around this area. So we'll mark that 780.83. Below that, we have this level over here, 771. You can see these days kind of banging their head on it over here. And then below that one, you have this spike over here at 755. Above that, you have this level at 809 from this date. Then you have plenty of levels here, previous day close, previous day high and lows, all gathered here together. So let's see. Let's hope they can get more volume. But right now, it looks like all the volume that we were seeing is over here. And now here is kind of pretty flat at the moment. So not looking too great. All right. What else we have, guys? So we have EXPE. EXPE is not that much volume, guys, on EXPE. Gapping up 6.3, so that's nice. Again, I like the daily chart. It has left these levels over here, but not really in play at the moment with the volume. So we'll wait for that one to hit our scanners. What else you guys have? CMG traded nice a couple of days ago. What is it doing today? Yeah, this was great stock yesterday. Again, this is a higher price stock, 582 bucks. So pretty high price. And the spread, you gotta be careful with the spread too, because the spread could sometimes be 50 cents plus. So be careful with that. But again, yeah, not in play today. Had a big day yesterday. We'll wait for that to hit our scanners. What else we have going on? All right, guys. So again, not in love with this pre-market list. Let's make this a little smaller, and we're not going to force anything today. I'd rather watch less and not trade than watch more and trade into a stock that's not really in play and not have a good turnout. All right, so anything else popping up over here in our CLF is coming up in our gapper scans. We haven't looked at that one yet. CLF. Okay, pre-market. I'm saying daily chart. Okay, daily chart. Pre-market action. Starting to get some volume here. Why is this thing not? CLF. Okay, here we go. Yeah, COF is starting to get some volume now. 714,000 shares traded. It is up 2.8. Yeah, we'll add this one on here. So right now is trying to get above these highs of yesterday, around 1128. What's above that? Above that, we have a level at 1170. Clear level, obviously, over here, all the way up at 1309. See, now in here this is where it gets tricky, right? In here, there's really no clean level, right? Because it's just grinding up higher, grinding up lower. There's no spike where you can find a clean level and just say, okay, that's the level there. So you got to use your best judgment in this case. I'm going to use this one here, 1234. And the reason I use 1234 is you got this big drop from this level all the way down here. It comes up when it opens, tests it, and then drops from there. Then you have these days consolidating there, and then these days over here using it as resistance. Once they break through it, then it takes off. So that's the reason why I'm using that one. But again, that's not the cleanest level. It's not like this one up here. This is a very clean, boom, boom. You can't miss that level. It's just there, right? But then here it becomes a little tricky when you have that type of price action on the daily chart. So let's see if it can crack through here. If it can crack through here, 1170 could be a possibility. I like the way the pre-market action is building up now. This is horrible pre-market action from here to here. Here, volume starting coming in, starting to look nice. Let's see if it can break through that. So CLF is looking good. I'm going to take GURB and these two from here. I'm going to look at them later in the mid-morning, but not now. All right, all right, guys, so this is what we have. All right, MU. I'm gonna drop MU. Could be trading with the SPY, so I'm gonna drop MU. I'm not gonna watch it. PDD, I do not have shares for short. It looks to be weak. Again, you don't want to have a bias, but I am not going to watch PDD, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. AMD has the volume. I like that is down here 1.4. I'm on the fence on AMD. I'll keep it on here for now. Cron, I'm gonna watch Cron. I think Cron could if it decides to go higher here, if it can break through this previous day close, it can actually have a really good day. So I'll watch Cron. MAT, again, just not a clean pre-market action. I like that is the fact that it's up 17%. We got some very clean levels on MAT. Daily chart looks good. Just the pre-market action does not look great. And then COTY, that looks good. MBTB, not doing much right now. You know, I'm gonna get rid of MBTB. I would look at this if it pops into our scanners. We already have some levels, but I'm not going to look at this right now. And then CLF is interesting. It continues to climb over here, making newer highs. High of the pre-market now 11.36. Let's see if we can get to 11.70. So this is definitely in play. It's getting some attention when it does have the volume, as you can see down here. Look at this day. Oops. Look at this day. When it does get the volume, it does run. It's starting to build some of that now. So let's see what it does here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So that's my 6. Again, guys, I'm not rushing to any of these trades today. I'm gonna really be patient at the open because it could be one of those days where there's not really a lot happening. All right. You don't want to force anything. We talked about patience early this week on our Monday motivational segment. So this will be the day where you want to practice that, right? Some days are great, like yesterday. We had a lot of great moves. I mean, you could have been watching a number of stocks and got into a good position and made some clean moves on your strategies. Today is one of those days where you might not be getting that opportunity, so don't force it. Let's end Friday on a good trading day. You don't have to be green, but you want to make sure you're following your rules and end the week on a positive note. Whether you're red, you follow your rules and make sure you're doing good risk management. All right, guys. So 9:07. Brian will be on in a couple of minutes. I'll see what he has on his watch list, and then I will probably finalize this one. But right now, this is what I'm watching, and not going to jump the gun on any of these trades. So for those on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Make sure to check back in later on our YouTube channel to see how we traded these stocks, and you can comment and leave comments below here. We'll check one more actually from YouTube. Daniel is giving us MNGA. MNGA. Let's put it up here. MNGA is gotta find out why. There we go. All right, so MNGA is has the volume, short selling restriction. I do not have shares for short. It is dropped. Horrible daily chart, by the way. You don't want to be careful with this type of daily chart. What's the float on this also? All right, so it's very, very low float, 2 million shares. So be very, very careful with this. Looks like it's selling off now. For it to be in play, it's gonna have to level out here and give you a good opportunity for a fallen angel, right? But right now, you want to be very careful. The price action does not look great. Just keeps dropping. It's under $1 now, so not something that I wanna be part of. All right, guys. Take care on YouTube. Have a great trading day. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next week.